Hello to anyone who's watching this video. You're welcome to my Booktube channel. This is my first ever video on Booktube and I'm really excited to be here. And as a way of introducing this channel and myself, I'm going to do the Booktube newbie tag. So this tag consists of 10 questions. It's specifically created for new booktubers and I hope to answer all of the questions well. So let's get started. But I want to add here that I wasn't tagged by anyone in this video, but I thought it would be an interesting way to introduce my channel. So yeah, let's get started. The first question is, why did you start this channel? I wanted to document my reading journey. It's been a long time since I started reading, and it's been a really beautiful journey with books, with reading, and I wanted to finally document it here. And also along with this, I would get to share, I'd get to connect with other booktubers and book lovers. It's such an amazing community, Booktube. Really, I have been watching Booktube for so many years and I never really got courage to start my own channel, but I thought maybe this is it, this is the time. It's finally time I should start. And yeah, so I'm here. I want to share this journey with all of you, with all fellow book lovers as well as booktubers, and I hope you'll join along with me. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Let me see. My ideas around Booktube or ideas around this channel is kind of scattered everywhere. So first of all, I just want to stick to the traditional Booktube related things like wrap-ups, recommendations, book reviews, etc. And I would definitely love to share if a new idea comes along. I would definitely love to share with the community, really. And Booktube is already a lot of fun and it's such a growing community, and there are a lot of new tags and a lot of new developments happening in Booktube, and I really hope that I can add something of value to it, or even if I'm not able to do that, I would just be myself and be honest with what I share here. It's such an amazing thing to hear honest thoughts and opinions about books, because no two readers have the exact same thought about the same book. So it's just interesting to know all of those thoughts, all of those uniqueness that's there in other people's opinions, and I would like to do the same. I want to share my honest thoughts. I want to be honest with myself as well as honest with books and this community and this channel. And the third question is, what are you most excited about this new channel? Everything, almost all the things. I'm really excited about all the video making process. I'm really enjoying myself in front of the camera. It's really a very different feeling. It feels a bit alien, but it's still nice. And yeah, I love all those videography related things, like shooting the video and then editing the video, and also this whole aspect of interacting and connecting with other book lovers and booktubers is very exciting. And I have watched, like I said, I have watched Booktube for about, I think, 6 years, and nowadays it makes me really happy to see so many book lovers from across the world having some unique taste in books and unique opinions. And so just to be a part of this community is so exciting and interesting. So yeah, I could not have been more happy to be here. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? This is such a wholesome question, but the answer is not very direct, because when it comes to books and reading, there are a lot of emotions related to this reading, like I said, has been a long journey. I started reading since I was a child. So from that time onwards, my opinions about books have kind of increased about this whole reading process, the reasons why I love reading have increased, and these type of things, it's in some ways they are subtle, like I cannot express all of the things or all of the emotions related to reading process, but yeah, I would like to share some of them. For example, I love obviously the obvious fact of escapism. I really love to escape to different worlds and be there for a long stretch of time and just immerse myself fully in those worlds. It's just a beautiful space. This whole space that I can get into because of reading, because of books, is something very subtle, as well as it has a very wonderful vibe. The whole vibe that's associated with books and reading. Just thinking about books gives me this vibe, this amazing emotion that I cannot always express. And also, I love words, I love language. I mean, if you give the right direction to words, it can take you anywhere. The way a world opens in a paper, I mean, there are so many complexities of human nature and human emotions. The existential aspects of humanity are kind of complex, but when they're put into paper, when they are like expressed in the form of written words, they acquire a very clear meaning. So yeah, in a way, the world that's kind of concealed and complex in the real world opens up in writing, in paper, in words. The world really shines on paper. And I love how authors can do that. I love how they can give so much of themselves into words, into paper, into this. They can express their world in such a beautiful way. Like, they can put so much of themselves and their world or their experiences into the words, and it's such an amazing experience to just to witness this world that I might not have known it existed if they would not have decided to put their world into paper. So yeah, it's an amazing ability of authors to be able to put so much of themselves into words. I mean, even if it's fiction, they are putting their experiences and their trials or tribulations in the form of fictional characters or in the form of a fictional setting. So this whole aspect of just viewing other people's worlds through words is so beautiful. And yeah, I can say a lot more about books and reading. I can ramble all day long if it comes to talking about the fact why I love books, but I'll just wrap up my feelings right here because otherwise they would kind of overflow. Oh, I think I want to add here one thing. Books have so many genres. There, I mean, there are so many wide genres to choose from, and from different genre we can acquire different things, and it's a liberty because people can choose what they want to derive. So yeah, that liberty, it's amazing because not always you don't always get to choose in all kinds of art, but you get to choose when it comes to books as an art form. So yeah, it gives you the option to choose and to acquire whatever you want to acquire. So that's another aspect what I love. And yeah, let's get on to the next question. So question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? Like I said, I started reading since I was a child. I was of 5 or 6 years of age, and at that point I was really into fables and fairy tales because they used to capture my imagination, and I read all sorts of things. I was into Indian folklore a lot. I used to read folklores like Panchatantra, Vikram Vetal, and Grandma's Tales, and also there were other kind of folklores like Aesop fables, Arabian Nights. And yeah, I was really into Enid Blyton because kids around my age were reading a lot of Enid Blyton in those days. My favorite series from her was The Famous Five. And also I read some other series from her too, like Secret Seven, Five Fine Outers and a Dog series. And I really, really used to love how she used to create this wonderful uh, children adventure and mystery stories. So yeah, and if I have to name a favorite book from her, then it was Five Go to Billycock Hill, which was a part of the Famous Five series. So those were my initial reading years. And also I really read a lot of Tolstoy short stories, not his bigger and more popular works like War and Peace and Anna Karenina, but yeah, I used to read his short stories. I think I was about 8 to 9 years old. I mean, initially I was reading those fable type things, but after 2 or 3 years, I got into Tolstoy's short stories. They were also very fable like, so I used to really like them. There was so warmth in those stories. First, they were first narrated by my father, and after that, I took to reading them myself, and I really used to like them. I really, really love Tolstoy, and I am yet to read his masterpieces, but I am planning to do it soon. So yeah, that was all about my initial reading years. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? If it was possible, I would have asked them individually, put a list of questions, individual questions for individual booktubers, but I have a lot of favorite booktubers from along these 6 years of watching Booktube. I have gained a lot of favorites among booktubers, and it's not possible to individually ask them questions. If it had been possible, I would have asked them individually, because they are different persons. Individually, their tastes are all different, and I would have asked the question according to their taste or according to their personality, which I have seen in these years. But I would definitely now generalize the question for all the booktubers. And yeah, I'd like to ask them, how do they read so much? Because in just a year, they read 140 books, 150 books, some even 200 books. I cannot do that. In a year, it's not possible for me. I don't think I have crossed even 80 books in a year. So that's really amazing. I have always been fascinated by the reading process. They read so much. Like in just 1 month, they come out with 15 books in those wrap-up videos, 15 books, 16 books, 10 books. I read an average of 5 to 6 books in a month. So I'm really, really, really fascinated by their reading process, really. And there's one booktuber though that I would like to mention, because she's kind of my current obsession, and she is Emma from the channel named Emmy. She's such an amazing person. I mean, yeah, she's also crazy about books like I am, but the way she can articulate the vibe of a book, the way she can express the essence of a book in just a few sentences, it's amazing. The way she explains books, the way she talks about them, it's so beautiful. She uses the perfect words, the perfect sentences to describe a book. She's also a wonderful person, so full of life. Really, just to watch her video, it makes my day. So I would like to ask her that, how does she do that? I mean, how does she articulate the thoughts about books so well? And I would like to ask her if she would be my friend. Question number 7. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Let's see. Okay, so there's this aspect of vulnerability that's associated with putting myself out there in the form of in a video format. I mean, facing the camera doesn't feel too intimidating. I think it's very interesting to talk to a camera, but the whole thought of knowing that I'm giving access to any kind of people in the internet and easy access to every people on the internet out there, it kind of makes me vulnerable. I mean, it's also a good thing because if I'm giving an access, that means obviously I'll get some. Yeah, I will be able to manage some good connections. I would be able to connect and engage with the community. Also, there's this vulnerability that because it's in any kind of social media platform, especially YouTube, there are an increasing number of trolls, haters, and you're kind of giving access to anyone. You have to be okay with the fact that you're giving any kind of people access. You have to be okay with any kind of feedback. You have to be okay if your videos are not doing well. So this apprehension that's associated with this process, this vulnerability, yeah, that's a challenging thing, but it's not something that cannot be overcome, because there are so many people who don't care about these things at all, especially after making a lot of content on YouTube. They kind of get used to these things, but it's still kind of this feeling, it challenges me a lot, that I'm putting myself out there for everyone to see. And hopefully I will be able to manage these things. So yeah, let's get on to question number 8. When did you start reading? I think I have already told that. I started reading since I was 5 or 6 years of age. Question number 9. Where do you read? At home. It's the quietest place to read. I love quiet places. Some people read while commuting, and that's a wonderful thing. But I have tried, but my attention is everywhere at that time. So yeah, home. Question number 10. The final question. What kind of books do you read? Okay. I read all kinds of books. I'm not a genre specific person. I tend to explore several genres, and it's an interesting thing. Like I said, reading is such a diverse experience because there are so many genres to choose from, and I really like to keep my reading experience diverse by exploring these genres. So yeah, but I have my favorites. I tend to stick more to literary fiction, contemporary fiction, historical fiction, fantasy. But one genre that I really avoid is horror fiction. I really get scared. I don't want to be scared by my books. So horror is not something for me. I do love telling horror stories, on the contrary, and love to even listen to them, but I don't like to read them. So yeah, that's one genre that I avoid, but otherwise I'm open to all genres, almost all genres. That's it. So yeah, those were the 10 questions, and I hope I have answered them well, and I hope you liked the video. To anyone who have watched this video till the end, thank you so much. It means a lot, and I really hope I can come out with some good video ideas, and I can share my honest experiences. I can share my honest thoughts, honest reviews about books, because that's why I'm here for, to share my journey with books. And I would like to say that my prayers are with anyone who's going through a difficult time. This is a really challenging time for all of us, and I really hope you are sticking to your loved ones and you're sticking to those things that keep you sane. I really hope you are taking the precautions. So please be well and please be safe in whatever way you can. So that was all I had to say. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll come back with another video soon. Thank you so much.